Today I'll be showing you how to have the best 6-man team to easily get to level 10, whether you're playing on normal or core. This is untested on unfair, but in normal you can straight run through in real time, and in core you can run through in turn by turn battle. And by the way, this works whether you're on a first playthrough, second playthrough, it doesn't make a difference. But let's get into the build. So the first 3 levels, as soon as we can start leveling up characters, is going to be the Cavalier Beast Rider. We want 3 levels in 3 different characters. So for 3 characters, we're taking our first 3 level ups as the Cavalier Beast Rider. Now you can continue like with one of the characters and keep going up, but we want 3 different characters having 3 levels in the Cavalier Beast Rider. This is for 2 reasons. 1, it's going to give us the ability to ride them at 7. Well, it's multiple reasons. 2, they pull great aggro up until level 7. And for taking it at level 3, we get one of the best, if not the best bonus in the Cavalier Beast Rider, plus 4 bonus on melee attack rolls while we're mounted. Now, for those 3 classes, you're going to be leveling up in melee classes for the hybrid. So you could take the Paladin and just keep going with the Paladin. Otherwise, like Two-Handed Fighter, Fighter Defender, Blood Rager level 2, and then 2 levels on the Barbarian. The one in the middle that starts with an I is good. Now, also for our companions, we want to take the subclass Bully and take all defensive perks. Now for the first 10 levels, you're not going to get much armor, so you don't really got to worry about doing the light barding. Die Hard, Toughness, reflex dodge is huge because you don't want to get hit with a reflex hit. Mounted combat, you can go a little bit, mounted combat is for your player, but mounted combat also allows you to save your mount. So that's pretty nice. Otherwise, you're going with the standard offense for the fighter. Okay, so moving on, we're going to be taking our next character as an Oracle. And I do highly recommend, after beating the prologue and you get access to the town, don't do any story objectives. Sell everything you don't need. Go farm random encounters and go buy 3 to 5 new characters. Land is pretty good. I like keeping land. I don't keep the Paladin, so I usually buy 4 characters. If you want to keep land and the Paladin, buy 3. And if you want 5 fresh characters to start from level 1, just keep farming till you buy 5 characters. It's much easier to buy them at this point in the game than later in the game. And this will also allow you to buy a bunch of pretty good upgrade gear for your characters instead of purchasing characters late game. So our 4th character is going to be an Oracle. And I'll show you at the end of this video the item that we're going to get to be able to give our Oracle a mount as well. For the Oracle, I recommend taking Oracle Seeker, then take Gnome, then Basic, then None. Make Charisma 19. Now ideally on a 20 build you would start with 17, but it's going to be a while before you get to 20, and like I said, this is just the best way to get all your characters to level 10 and especially run through second and third playthroughs. So we want to do 14 on Intelligence, None on Wisdom, up this to 14, up this to 14. Now, it's going to be a little bit, if you're on your first playthrough, still in the beginning, maybe like level 5 or less, before you even respect once, you might want to raise your strength up a little bit because you will get fatigued. Once you have the ability to remove fatigue, then I recommend respecting the character once more and going something like this. For your points, for your Oracle, we're going to have an Oracle and we're going to have a Sorcerer. That's going to be the 5th character, the Sorcerer. So you have Knowledge Arcana, Knowledge World, Laws Nature, and then you have Perception. Then make sure your other character, your Sorcerer, if you do this for the Oracle, then make sure that one has Laura's religion and persuasion. And I recommend doing it like this. That way, for your mage, you can have use magic device. But it really makes no difference for the first 10 levels. They're all going to be able to equip the magic devices anyway. So you can just make sure that you do cover all of these perks between the two of them. And make sure they're focusing on theirs so their number is high. That will give you more XP because you'll be able to do more of the chats. So the Oracle is quite simple, as well as the Sorcerer is as well, which I'll get into. So actually, you actually have the same exact perk setup here for the Oracle and the Sorcerer, so I'm going to do these both at once. The Oracle focuses on defense. The Oracle is going to have toughness, spell penetration level 1 and 2. If you want, you can go die hard until you get the first mythic rank. You want improved initiative, iron will, lightning reflexes, but actually in the reverse order. First one you want to do is lightning reflexes. Second one you want to do is iron will. Third one you want to do is either great fortitude or dodge and combat mobility. You could also do the selective healing as well for the Oracle. That's not a bad first 10 perk for the Oracle. Now for the Sorcerer, what you want to do is you want to do spell penetration first. Then you want to do, where is it? Spell focus. Wherever spell focus is, I don't think I even have it right now. Spell focus, then you want to do spell focus evocation, then greater spell focus evocation, then do elemental focus fire, then do greater elemental focus fire. Then I personally recommend getting selective spell. That way for your fireball, dragon breath, couple of spells early on. That way you can create 2 different spells and you'll have one at like level 3 and one in level 4. But you can also throw that level 4 one when you need to and not harm any of your companions. And then you're looking for things like, same thing, lightning reflex. You could throw toughness up in the Sorcerer as well in the first 10, I believe, maybe first 12. As far as spells, as far as the Oracle is concerned, you're looking for all buffs. You're going to get the removals anyway. Did I show you? We keep going on this? Let's keep going on this real quick because I'm going to show you this. We're going to take the Oracle. We're going to take Blackened. So we get a couple of magic spells in the fire. We're going to take Life. We're going to take Channel when we get the second upgrade. Then we'll take Lifelink. We'll take Cure spells. Like I said, we're looking for like Bless, Bane. We're looking for enchantments that target all allies. Things that like command that can halt or help us defeat that 1 or 2 problem enemies. Things like communal protection from alignment. Remove fear is pretty good early in the game. Don't look at like the early summon monsters. The early summon monsters suck. The first level you should be looking at the summon monster is Animate the Dead. And then maybe if you have room, you can take a summon monster 5 or 7 or something like that. But don't look at the low level monsters. And let's get really quickly into the Sorcerer as well. So our Sorcerer, we're going to be taking the Sylvan Sorcerer because it also gets a companion. This helps keep our Sorcerer alive and lets us do a lot more battles in real time if you're not on core or above. For our Sorcerer, we can either take Gnome or Human, but we're going to have a mount, so Gnome is really good. We're not affected by the negative movement. Until you can remove fatigue, you might want to do the same thing. You can easily remove off the con to add a little bit into the strength. We already went over this. We're going to go either take Draconic Bloodline Red or Elemental Bloodline Fire. Personally, I like the Draconic one as better. We can always add another one as well later. We already went over this. So what you're going to be looking for is evocation spells, fire spells, and a couple of spells that really benefit you. Magic Missile hits all the targets that are like the hardest to hit late game. So when your spells aren't landing on a target because you're fighting a little bit above your level, Magic Missile still hits. And by that time, hopefully you have the levels where it's still doing some damage. Like at level 9, it hits 5 times, and then when you combine it with like a bolster rod or a maximize rod, it actually hits quite decent. So we're taking like all the best evocation spells. Definitely take like Acid Pit or Hunger Pit. I definitely take Acid Pit and make that a selective spell. That's why I recommend taking the selective. If you have selective with Acid Pit, that just wrecks an area. And besides that, fire spells. You want any fire spell that you're not automatically getting through the bloodline. So you want a fireball. Other than that, that's basically all you want. All the best evocation spells. Then a couple of like evade spells. There's like a couple, maybe you want like one invisibility or one that doesn't trip attacks of opportunity for that round. Definitely get haste as well. You might want to throw a communal protection spell in there as well if you have extra room. But that's what you want. That just all the best evocation and fire spells, and then a couple of strategic spells. So our last character is just going to be the standard land. So I'm playing around with some stuff at the moment. Now, for land, you can do his auto level up. If you really want, then you can buy another character for him as well and tweak it a little bit. I don't actually follow his exact recommended build, but his recommended build is still quite strong for the first 10 levels. And you can look up a level 20 build for land. Those are probably quite common right now. But he will be the 6th character. Unless you really want, then you buy 5 characters and you just do another mounted character. So you'd have 4 mounted melee, 1 sorcerer, and 1 oracle. And that would also straight wreck the first 10 levels of the game for you. And that is the strongest group dynamic for at least achieving your first 10 levels. And then you can start tweaking your builds. You can always just go to Hillar and respec your builds an infinite amount of times for free. So I just wanted to share what I noticed nobody else shared. Just a seriously OP way to actually get to level 10. A lot of these builds are slow in the start and then become powerful. But why fuck with that when you can just have a bunch of companions, an OP healer, an OP mage that also has a companion. And also, I did say I would show you this, so let me show you this real quick. Google these 3 items if you're not familiar with them. Look at the name on the top right, Google the location. These 2 items you can get in Chapter 1. Tanked of the Free Spirit, must grab. It might be the other one that you can grab too. I think it's Tank the Free Spirit. This gives you a summoning that you can keep casting. I have a video on my channel for the creature exploit you can check out. Also, make sure to grab the Triceratops statue. That is how you give your Oracle the mount. And I recommend giving your Oracle over land if you keep land or wherever you make your 5th, 6th character. Give the doc the mount. That way, when they do need to get in and use Breath of Life or they need to heal, then they're always alive. So it's good to give them the mobility to get in and out when they do occasionally need to heal. 80% of the time, you're just buffing and then casting spells to fuck with the hardest enemies. but you do still have uh, the potential to heal, and it is also the healer. Also, for the headband, make sure that you're taking this. You can get this early in Act 1 as well. Google this, because this actually lets you use your channel, and when you do get fucked up by a fireball, then you can just go in real quick and heal the group. So this is pretty major to have on the Oracle as well. Always take the highest level of this for your Oracle, and then just put other wands as your other ones. You can easily give these two items to like Lan or somebody else that's in the background, and then get more rods. But at the moment, I only have enough rods for my mage and this at this point in the playthrough, so that's why she's holding them, because the Oracle is my least needed character at the moment. But that is the strongest group dynamic for beating and achieving level 10 on all characters. I hope that helps.